What's up guys, Mickle here, and in this video, I want to talk about one of the most critical conversations going on right now in the cryptocurrency community, and that is whether a cryptocurrency is a commodity or a security, and whether or not this definition even matters. Us in the XRP community know better than anyone in the cryptocurrency industry that whether or not something is a security or a commodity is a hotly contested subject. Guys, in this video, I want to break down why this issue is such a big deal. Does it really matter if we call cryptocurrency securities and commodities? And why is that distinction so important? Guys, I also want to talk about what institutional investors are thinking of the cryptocurrency market right now. I have seen a lot of predictions saying that the FTX blowup has set this industry back 4 to 5 years. Guys, I want to show you some interviews of some very significant players in this industry directly telling us that that narrative is not necessarily true, and this could actually accelerate adoption of crypto assets. Guys, make sure to stick around till the end of the video to see that. I think it's going to make you a lot more confident in the cryptocurrency market despite the very negative macro. Like always, guys, your support means so much to this channel. If you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below and turn on bell notifications. These 3 simple things are going to go such a long way in helping this channel grow, and it really does mean so much to me. If you guys ever looking for a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out the link for Uphold down in the description below. Uphold is the best exchange to buy and sell XRP, and I use it all the time. With that said though, guys, let's jump right into the video, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, real quick, moomoo has an insane holiday promotion going on right now. You could win up to 15 free stocks and a chance to win up to $60,000 if you sign up with moomoo using the link in the description of this video. Guys, I think you're kind of crazy not to at least try here. This is a lot of money. So guys, make sure to check that out. Moomoo's a regulated exchange. It's a great place to buy and sell stocks. Do not miss out on your opportunity to get some free money. So guys, I want to start out this video and jump right into the discussion of whether or not it matters if a cryptocurrency is a security or commodity, because although this might seem like a very simple question on the surface, it's actually a lot more complex than many people think, and I think I'm actually going to surprise you with some of the stuff I'm going to tell you here. So let's start off and really form this discussion around what John Deaton has to say. He's one of the most respected lawyers in this community, and I really do think it's going to give us a good basis to jump off of. So John Deaton was actually responding to someone else asking a very similar question of whether or not it really matters if we call these cryptocurrency securities or commodities. And take a look at what John Deaton says here. This is a very critical point. So much energy and time gets spent on security versus non-security status. Registering a token or any asset a security is about disclosures. Laws could focus on what disclosures need to be made, and tokens could be classified as securities in the US. So what John Deaton is saying here might surprise you a lot. He is actually saying that there is a very easy path to call tokens securities in the United States. That does not necessarily mean that tokens today are securities under the current legislative framework. The fact of the matter is, based on the Howey test and almost every single different piece of legislation we have out there today, it looks like cryptocurrencies are most likely not securities. But calling the crypto token securities would not necessarily kill cryptocurrencies if we put the appropriate rules in place. Right now, the security designation for cryptocurrency is such a death sentence because the laws don't make sense. If I pay you XRP, how is Ripple supposed to report that transaction? It doesn't make any sense. Ripple does not have control over me using my XRP. That's just the way cryptocurrencies work. But based on the current rules we currently have in the United States, Ripple should have to report that transaction, and that does not make any sense. If you add that on top of the fact that the SEC has purposely taken a stance to try to hurt crypto projects, it becomes very easy to understand why different crypto projects and why different people in the cryptocurrency community do not want crypto assets to be called securities. Based on the rules today, the definition doesn't make any sense, cryptocurrencies don't fit into the rules, and the SEC has taken an extremely hostile approach. They've tried to attack different projects, they've tried to put different projects out of business, rather than trying to help build common sense frameworks that would allow these different cryptocurrencies to prosper in the United States. These have been two of the biggest reasons why a lot of people in the cryptocurrency community have been hoping that the SEC does not get the claim over cryptocurrencies. It's not necessarily that we care so much about the name of the asset itself. If the SEC was some government agency that was looking to promote innovation, and they were actually taking the appropriate steps to let cryptocurrencies prosper in the United States, then none of us would be upset about cryptocurrencies being deemed securities. At the end of the day, if the SEC was just trying to make rules that made sense and actually trying to protect retail investors, no one would care. Imagine if instead the CFTC was the agency looking to attack the industry. Imagine if the CFTC was the one suing different projects and trying to put them out of business. Well, no one would want cryptocurrencies to be declared commodities. But the fact of the matter is, the CFTC has been leaning much more into innovation, and just by looking at cryptocurrencies based on what we see today, they look a lot more like commodities. At the end of the day, cryptocurrencies really don't fit into any category. They're completely different and nothing this world has ever seen before. The fact that we're fighting over whether it's a security or whether it's a commodity is really irrelevant, and that's what John Deaton is pointing out right here in this tweet. The fact of the matter is, we need rules that make sense and allow this innovation to prosper. The SEC is trying to crush the industry, and that's why we cannot afford for XRP to be declared a security. The SEC just wants to say, oh, if it can't follow the rules, then it shouldn't be allowed. That is not the approach we should be taking, and it's not technology neutral like Gary Gensler says he is. At the end of the day, all we're looking for is rules that make sense and rules that can be applied evenly to every cryptocurrency out there. It makes even less sense when you take the approach the SEC has taken towards cryptocurrencies and say, oh, well, Bitcoin is not a security, but something like XRP is. This is when you just destroyed the rule of law. Once you start having regulators pick winners and losers not based on any fundamental basis, then nothing makes sense in the market. This is one of the biggest reasons why the SEC has lost so much credibility when it comes to cryptocurrencies. They are making designations about different assets in the industry, but refusing to actually give their thinking on why they came to that conclusion. Because of all these reasons, the SEC has essentially made themselves a very untrustworthy regulator, and this is a very large reason why no one wants them to control this industry. And if we just take a look at some of the things the SEC has tried to push to the market, they try to say Bitcoin is so different from everything else because it's decentralized. But the SEC doesn't even give a definition of what decentralized is. The fact of the matter is, and John Deaton points this out right here, if you take a look at XRP, it really does meet all the different qualifications for what makes something decentralized. The fact of the matter is, anyone in the entire world can make a contribution to the XRPL's code base, and you don't have to work for Ripple. Ripple doesn't even have to agree with your contribution. John Deaton points out that in 2020, a change was made to the XRPL codebase that Ripple didn't even agree with, and maybe even more significant is the fact that XRP holders could burn Ripple's escrow, which shows that Ripple has absolutely no control of XRP itself. Besides the fact that I think burning Ripple's entire XRP escrow is completely moronic, that's a topic for a different video, I still think it is a great example to show how decentralized the XRPL really is and how completely absurd it is for the SEC to be making claims that Bitcoin is somehow more decentralized than other cryptocurrencies out there. At the end of the day, it's completely ambiguous. They're decentralized in different ways, and trying to make that the sole factor in determining whether something is a security or not is completely absurd, and nothing in Howey says anything about decentralization. So guys, I want to finish this video off and show you what institutional investors think about the FTX blowup. I've seen a lot of people saying that this is going to set the industry back 4 to 5 years. Well, guys, I think it's important to listen to what people in these institutional positions are actually saying and not just the mainstream media. Because, guys, what you'll understand is the smart people out there know that FTX was a fraud and this had nothing to do with cryptocurrencies. I want you to listen up to this clip from Darren Moore Jr.'s video. This is absolutely excellent. And, guys, it's going to show you that the big banks, the big payment providers in the world still have plans to use cryptocurrencies like XRP, and this FTX blowup will do absolutely nothing to change that. Listen up to this.
Can't separate them, and it's completely right. The infrastructure is extremely powerful and will be deployed. But let's not count out the cryptocurrencies, which is one application. You know, Bitcoin is trading at $17,000. There's just been a seismic event, absolutely seismic, on top of a series of seismic events. It's not going away. You know, there's appetite in the world for a non-fiat currency. It's not going to take over the world, in my opinion, but there's a role to play. Institutional investors are already there and will be there ongoing. So let's make sure that we support it properly. What's going to happen? All of that stuff, that ecosystem, is going to come into the regulated institutional environment because it's just too risky to sit out with a bunch of cowboys who have managed to blow themselves up.
This is Bill Winters, the CEO of Standard Chartered, the bank that partnered with Ripple early on. He knows that crypto assets aren't going anywhere and that they have a use case. What's going to happen is that the crypto world is going to be absorbed into the institutional environment.
Digital currency can be used for cross-border trade. Going back 5 years, we had digital currency underpinned trade finance and money settlement systems, and using as a medium of exchange, using things like Ripple's XRP, for example, as a medium to affect real-time cross-border payments. And we learn through each one of these pilots, and we realize that these things can be cheaper and faster with lower settlement risk, which is a good thing for the system. If the underlying currency that you're using as a medium of exchange is unstable, Bitcoin.
So guys, as you can see, these large banks, these people who are very involved in our financial system have not been shaken by this FTX thing. They know that these cryptocurrencies are going to change the way our entire financial system works. And this is not some Joe Schmo. He's the CEO of one of the largest banks in the entire world. Guys, just wait as the regulations work themselves out. When the regulations finally work themselves out, we are going to see a complete change in our financial system. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.